Today's video is brought to you by my wonderful Patreon supporters. If you've been enjoying this journey so far of eerie urban legends and creepy creativity, there is more over on my Patreon. Over there, I share behind the scenes content. I also give my members early access to videos before they ever go public. And every month, members get a new postcard designed by me that showcases a different urban legend from every state in the United States. You'll also get a shout out, just like this, on my videos as long as you are a member. Your support keeps me making videos like this and also just supports the project in general. And that's basically with every attraction at a time. So, if you'd like to be part of this creepy little corner of the internet, come and join the folklore enthusiasts. The link to my Patreon will be in the description below. Thank you so much for even considering becoming a member. Now, let's get into today's video. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jules, and I'm designing a theme park based on United States folklore and cryptids in the United States of America, called Urban Legends America. Last video, we actually covered 3 different spaces and did it all through 3 different mood boards. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I highly suggest that you do, just because it gives a little more context to what we're doing today and actually the next few videos. We're actually going to do concept work based on those 3 mood boards and spaces. So for this video, we're actually starting with the Tommyknockers. And with that, we'll start getting into the process of drawing this concept work, along with just my thought process in terms of what this attraction is going to be, and also the story that goes with it. So let's go. Alrighty, so welcome to my sketchbook. So let's recap. Tommyknockers are little mine spirits rooted in Appalachian folklore. Some say they're the ghosts of miners who died underground. Others link them to Cornish legends where similar creatures warned of cave-ins or helped find ore. When Cornish immigrants came to the US, those tales blended with local superstition and gave rise to the Tommyknockers we know today. They're known for the knocking sounds they make in the mine tunnels, sometimes seen as a warning, other times a threat. Some miners left food out for them, hoping to earn their favor. Because when the Tommyknockers are angry, tools go missing, walls collapse, and sometimes no one makes it out. So now that you're all caught up, here's what I wanted to do in order to represent these cave goblins in the park. I wanted to make a walkthrough attraction. It will be a fully atmospheric, interactive space that guides guests through a long abandoned mine tunnel. I don't want to make this a ride, so I also don't want the guests to have to rely on props to carry or any added equipment in order to interact with the area. The environment itself responds to guest behavior, and now guests can respond right back. As visitors move deeper into the mine, they'll encounter creaking timber supports, flickering lanterns, and the occasional knock echoing through the darkness, sometimes faint, sometimes strangely close. But here's the twist. Guests can knock back. Scattered throughout the walkthrough are hidden interactive elements, withered planks, old ore chutes, and some of them will be marked with worn symbols, designed to respond to touch. A knock on one wall might trigger a distant response in another section of the mine, or cause the lights to flicker or unleash a sudden gust of cold air. In some cases, the response is triggered by another guest entirely. This creates the illusion that the mine is alive and listening, or worse, that something or someone is watching and responding. Adding to the immersion is an old radio station console left behind in a break room-like alcove. It plays a looping track of static-filled Appalachian folklore songs, broken occasionally by fragments of minor chatter or mysterious whispers. According to lore, the rise of radio in the mine seemed to silence the Tommyknockers. Some say the creatures couldn't compete with the modern noise, but in this space, the radio doesn't protect. Instead, it distorts. When the signal warps, it carries messages no miner ever sent. Warnings, knocking patterns, or a voice repeating names in static. Certain moments in the experience encourages silent decision making. For example, a rusted shelf might display 3 old mining objects with a faded message. Choose wisely. When one is touched, the environment reacts. Whispers echo, the lighting shifts, or an unseen door creaks open. These effects rotate and randomize so no 2 walkthroughs feel exactly the same. At key moments, guests can even become part of the legend themselves, as the mind seems to react to them, responding with knocks, flickers, and whispers. They might start to notice a series of strange symbols appearing throughout the walkthrough. These markings, carved or painted in old miners' chalk, showing up on beams, equipment, or scrawled near entryways. Some are faded, others seem freshly marked. According to posted mining notes in a half-buried logbook found near the radio alcove, these symbols weren't just warnings. They were part of a code used by the last crew that worked in this area. Guests who take the time to follow the symbols, connect the meanings, or match the patterns may uncover a hidden message near the end of the walkthrough. Something left behind. Those who solve the mystery can take their discovery to the mine office gift shop, where they'll receive a small commemorative pin or patch, a token from the spirits of the mine themselves. It's a story left behind in pieces, a ghost to be uncovered, and for those who don't solve it, the mystery lingers. Eventually, guests exit to the mine office gift shop. This isn't really the focal point of the area, but I figure I needed something that guests can use to transition from the attraction to back into the park area. Let's talk about the added mystery that the guests can try to uncover. Crew number 86 was assigned to reopen and assess the sealed-off section of the mine that had been closed for years after a series of unexplained cave-ins. Officially, the cave-ins were blamed on poor reinforcement, but older miners muttered that it was the knockers, and the deeper you dug, the louder they got. Shortly after Crew 86 descended, the mine was silent. No radio contact, no return. When search teams went in, they found nothing but scratched-in symbols, a broken radio, and the crew logbook, its last messages with a barely legible written message. "We started knocking to stay in touch, but at some point, we weren't sure if we were talking to each other anymore." From there, the mine was resealed. However, after a rock slide shifted the terrain, a forgotten tunnel was rediscovered, completely untouched since the mine's closure. But that wasn't all. Strange radio frequencies began to leak into the local airwaves, seemingly originating from the mine itself. Static-filled whispers, disjointed miner chatter, and even odd knocks were heard over the air. This strange phenomenon prompted several expeditions to investigate the source of the signal. Now the site has been cleared and open for public exploration, allowing you to step inside, walk the abandoned tunnels, and see firsthand where these eerie frequencies began. The logbook, found in the walkthrough near the old break room, holds fragmented entries from Crew 86, half-erased messages and rough diagrams of the symbols they were using to communicate. The logbook, along with papers, posters, and the like, would be strewn about this area. Guests will have to look around for the details and symbols. Each symbol has a meaning: warning, safe zone, collapse risk, and so on. Guests who notice these symbols repeating in the walkthrough might realize they form a path. If followed correctly, it leads to the crew's final message they left behind. So, Logbook pages and other items would include sketched symbol keys, paranoid scrawls, radio signal patterns. So this might be dot/dash shapes like simplified Morse for aesthetic but not actual decoding. This can also just kind of throw people off maybe. The final reward includes a pin or patch symbolizing Crew 86's badge or last transmission. Maybe a small placard nearby reads, "Not everyone makes it out, but those who listen leave a mark." And that's the story. Let me put the finishing touches and I'll meet you back to share the final look and my thoughts on this concept. Okay, let's talk about final thoughts for this. I think I was really struggling with trying to actually pick a specific scene for this because obviously it's an entire attraction, but I kind of really didn't know which one I wanted to highlight. So I ended up going with like the knocking part or what guests can do and interact with the area. When it comes to making these attractions, I kind of get really caught up in the story. So I want to be able to translate that. And sometimes when you're doing a general concept work, you really can't put in the details that you really like. And so that's why the way that I structured this concept work, along with sometimes other ones, is that I put added pieces around the said concept work, because when you're looking at the general scene, you're not going to get every detail. So I wanted to kind of pick items that you wouldn't necessarily see and be able to highlight them in some way, kind of as if I'm like journaling. And I've been exploring that for like a while. I think I could have hammed it up a little bit, but I really wanted to make sure that this translated as a coal mine and not like add gems or gold, because that's not what this mine was. But for the most part, I really, really like this idea. I like that it strays away from just a general ride and actually allows for guests to actually interact with an area, and explore the park a little more than just shows or gift shops or anything like that. So I really like this idea and I hope you really liked it too. Okay, and with that, today's video comes to an end. Stay tuned for the next video because that's where I'll cover mood board number 2, and that's the Woods Devil from New Hampshire. If you like the music in my videos, I highly suggest that you check out the Absinthetic Orchestra. They did an entire album that actually has all of the music that's used in my videos, but I'll also put more of their stuff in the description below, just so you guys can check out more of their work. More from me, like my socials, of course, will also be in the description below. If you liked today's video, please consider giving it a like or even sharing. But if you like what I've been doing, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.